What's happening? Crypto fam, happy Monday. Good morning and welcome back to Love for Crypto. I'm Scott. It's a pleasure to have you here. Thank you for taking the time out to consume the content. Right. Sorry about no video Friday as well. I was actually busy. Cards in the flaming shop again. I'm having a nightmare with it. But it is what it is. Other people got bigger problems than me, so I'm trying not to stress over the little things at the moment. As Boris Johnson announces Britain's Great Reset with a COVID conspiracy theories right all along, since people have only been saying it since March. Mate, COVID conspiracy, nah bruh, tried 2 years ago, just a reset. There was a reset coming, we knew it, we told yous about it. Kurt did the master plan video, we did the one world currency video. We did globalization at the start of 2019 that was legitimately showing that it was going to somehow pave the way for a new digital world. We're moving into the industrial revolution, the fourth industrial revolution. Don't make me laugh, fourth industrial revolution. Don't call it what it is, the digital revolution. Why don't they call it that? They're scared of the masses running to it. Simone, where's that message? Oh, it's on my other phone. They was like, why? I said to him, I honestly think they're a little bit scared of the system. So let's read this article first and see what they be saying. Where's my internet? It's gone away. It's run away. It's hidden. So this is not the first time. If you're new to watching this, guy, this is not the first time people have mentioned global resets, economic reset, financial reset. Yeah, it's been going on for ages, years, but we're on the brink. It's here. The global reset and the great reset is actually upon us. The digital revolution is actually upon us. The point where we flip to fully digital is upon us. I want to say something else, but I don't know. A fairer world could be upon us, right? A level playing field, a fairer system. I think that's what they're truly scared of. Not only are they clearly scared of a bit of a civil war, that's why all this C-19 stuff's actually come about, in my opinion. You imagine in 5 years we wanted to stand up and rise up against the governments. All they've got to do is re-release COVID 20. 10 times worse than 19. Don't leave your house. 50% of people won't even leave their house. Maybe even 75% of people. They've won through fear. They've took away our freedoms through fear. And why? For a reset. And to make sure that the masses don't know about it. They know about it. They don't know what it is. So the UK Prime Minister's remote speech to his party conference saw him dismiss the idea of returning to normality. Is he using COVID-19 to follow the World Economic Forum's Great Reset agenda? As many have warned. So the World Economic Forum's Great Reset agenda, it was the World Economic Forum, the IMF, the World Bank, the Bank of England, everyone has spoken about a Great Reset, make no mistake of that. It's not really about public health or a virus, they have another agenda. That's what the so-called conspiracy theories have been saying since March. We've been saying it since 2018, mate. We've been saying it 2 years. We've been saying it years. Don't call us COVID conspiracies because we're fucking not, mate. This is the typical shit you get from sheep who don't see the bigger picture. And all of a sudden an headline drops and they're like, oh, the fucking COVID conspiracy dickers. I mean, mate, we were saying something's going to happen before COVID was even about. We was actually saying something's going to happen and we don't know what it's going to be. God knows how they're going to do that. Kurt was talking about ICE 9 and we was wondering how they're going to shut ATMs off. And now every time we go to 2 ATMs in UK, now the one on the right's turned off. Alright. So apparently, we've only been saying it since March when the first British lockdowns were imposed and our lives were turned upside down. No one was on it before then, were there? Those conspiracy theorists were denounced, as always, as cranks and flat earthers. But here we are in October, and let's face it, there's absolutely no sign, despite very low numbers of deaths with with coronavirus, that we are returning to anything like normal. In fact, in his keynote speech yesterday, Prime Minister Boris Johnson specifically ruled out a return to normal, not even with a vaccine. After all we've been through, it isn't enough to just go back to normal. We've lost too much. History teaches us that things of this magnitude, wars, famines, plagues, events that affect the vast bulk of humanity, as this virus has, they do not just come and go. They can be the trigger for economic and social change. What a load of bullshit. When I heard Johnson utter those words, I thought, where have I heard this stuff before? Well, the answer's in the book COVID-19, The Great Reset by Klaus Schwab, the executive chairman of the World Economic Forum. And Thierry Mallory, they too, like Johnson, invoked the Second World War as the trigger for fundamental changes, not only to the global order and global economy, but to society and the way human beings interact with one another. Like Johnson, they don't want to return to normal. If the Rothschilds fund both sides of all wars, they funded Hitler. Hitler was man of the year in 1938. We try and think what agenda, what was the agenda? They try to get some of the value in the gold and some of the control away from the monarch of the UK. Is that what that was about back then? Like, they went to America to get away from the monarch of the UK and the Europes and your bankers and bish bash bosh. But the people going over there to do that didn't realise that the bankers and all the rest of them were coming with them, mate. Coming with them, mate. Flash forward a century or two later, and they're actually sitting out the war, sucking in gold. It's an interesting one. Schwab and Mallory want a world change forever by a virus which they admit is only mild compared to others in history. COVID-19 is seen as the catalyst for the fourth industrial revolution. Just call it the digital revolution. Are you scared too many people are going to go out and want digital assets? Why not just call it what it is? Digital revolution. I'm going to get one of them, La Revolution, off the shop. Check the shop in a link. It's got some decent t-shirts there. The fourth industrial revolution, but please don't be... Well, no, they'll probably give you Schwab's in this Davos, man. I might have to read this book because Schwab's elitist Davos man utopia is transhuman, socially distanced, utterly soulless dystopia for the rest of us. Think of the most terrifying sci-fi film you've ever watched, and that still doesn't go anywhere near it. And the worst thing is that it is sold to us as some kind of progressive vision. The sci-fi, I'm fucking sick of it. Chris has just watched Raised by Wolves. I started watching it. It's absolute dog shit because it's all just negative Nancy shit. It is hanging, thriller, suspense, horror kind of shit. There's not an hero in sight, mate. Everyone's a knobhead. Everyone's a proper knobhead. Programming you to be a fucking knobhead or to be worried about the future with robots. Same with Terminator. Oh, artificial intelligence and getting a singularity. Fuck it up. Do you want fucking Skynet? Do you want fucking Skynet, mate? Do you want fucking Terminators? Well, yeah, I do. And ideally, the first head it takes off is yours, mate. Jesus. Can we have the conversation about what happens if the singularity AI is actually good? Some guy the other day is online, he's like, oh, do you know what, if singularity comes about, you know what I mean, it's just going to save the world, and it'll save all life on the world and eradicate humans. And I'm like, how can you save all life on Earth and eradicate humans at the same time, mate? You can't do it. You can't do it. It's that fucking mean where he's like, like, honestly, if the AI singularity wants to save the planet, wants to save life, wants to preserve life, it has to preserve and save the humans. I'm not saying it's not going to kill all the ones at the top. All the satanic pedos probably will get killed by it. But the spiritual people, who knows? So Johnson, in his speech yesterday, showed he has a fully signed up Great Resetter. It was, for me, the most chilling oration ever made by any British Prime Minister at a party conference. The man who justified a national lockdown in March on a purely temporary 3-week basis to flatten the curve and protect the NHS. And who said that in the summer, after the lockdown had lasted 3 months, that he hoped Britain would return to significant normality by November. Now tells us we have been we've been through too much frustration and hardship just to settle for the status quo ante. To think that life can go on as it was before. The plague. The plague. They've got the fucking nerve to call it a plague. Are you having a fucking laugh, Boris? Calling it. Do you know how many people would have died if the plague went global? Do you know up to how many people die? Up to 3 billion people die if a plague goes global. You're talking up to 40% fatality, mate. Not fucking 1 to 2% what we're seeing now. Go home, you gimp. You absolutely... These people should not be running the country, and they should not be in control of us. Do people not realise that? And they're doing this to stop the likes of us rising up, because I'm telling you fucking now, they're heading for a civil war. They are. They just are. Don't look at a medical and be like, oh, it'll blow over soon. No, it won't. Don't be so fucking naive. Ain't nothing blowing over but a tornado, mate. And it's going to be a big one, right? I'm fucking telling you. They're resolving not to go back to 2019. So for Johnson, using the globalist phrase, build back better, this is the time to launch Britain on the 4th industrial revolution, digital revolution. They need to just click on it and start talking at the digital revolution. Like Ripple need to stop saying cross-border payments and start saying cross-network settlement. Stop saying cross-border fucking payments, limiting yourself to just remittance is all they do. Just cross-border payments now, just cross-border payments. No, it's cross-network settlement, cross-network bridge asset, multifunctional bridge asset XRP. Fuck me. From internet shopping to working from home, it looks as though COVID has massively accelerated changes in the world of work. As old jobs are lost and new ones are created, the COVID crisis is a catalyst for change. It's fucking here. It is here. It's legitimately here, guys. The Great Reset is upon us. Did Schwab actually write his speech? It looks like it. Although Johnson didn't use the phrase the 4th Industrial Revolution, he did mention a green industrial revolution twice. Johnson foresees a future in which every home in Britain relies on wind power. Wind power. That's fucking that. We're not in it. I thought you said you're not going back to 2019, Boris, but you're going back to the 90s with some wind power, yeah. Yeah. Fucking weapon, wind power, come on. It certainly produces a lot of that. Instead of being dragged on big commutes to the city, people can start a business in their own town. Bring up their children in neighbourhoods that they grew up themselves. Working from home is here to stay. With gigabit broadband, shopping from home conferencing from home. In fact, let's do everything from home. Who needs to meet other human beings? Not that there'd be anywhere to meet, with pub cinemas, all theatres all closed down due to the never-ending restrictions. Johnson pledged to make Britain the greatest place on earth. But to me, it sounds more like hell. The question, as ever, is who benefits. Now, the World Economic Forum, funded by Schwab, has been incredibly influential when it comes to the changes we've already seen in 2020 and what is being openly planned for the future. It was a WEF which co-hosted Event 201 conference in New York in October 2019, which modelled a fictional global pandemic. You know, when the Bill Gates will come out, Jay, always seen, he was on it. It was at the annual meeting in Davos on January 24th, 2020 that Bill Gates, Coalition for Epidemic Preparedness and Innovations, held a press conference to announce a new partnership to develop vaccines for the virus. When the number of confirmed worldwide cases was still in the hundreds, it was the WEF Schwab who declared in June the pandemic represents a rare but narrow window of opportunity to reflect, reimagine and reset our world. It was the WEF in July that was promoting COVID-19 Health Passport app, the brainchild of one of its young global leaders, as the future for travel and attending events. And for those who don't have the app or negative test results, well, you can just stay at home. If you look at the founding partners of the WEF Centre for the Fourth Industrial Revolution, you'll see names such as Microsoft, Planeteer, Facebook, Netflix, and Gather. The Vaccine Alliance, funded by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Yes, that's right, high-tech online giants and high-tech multi-billionaires supporting a big shift towards a stay-at-home, do everything on the internet society. Is it a conspiracy theory to say that COVID-19 is being used as a convenient opportunity to introduce long-planned changes to the economy and society? When those pushing for such changes like Schwab openly talk of there being a rare but narrow window for a major reset. Actually, after Johnson's speech yesterday, the biggest conspiracy theorists now are those who don't think the British government is working to another agenda. Now let's back it up, because we had a hyperlink on his speech. The keynote speech yesterday. Now this was the 7th, this is actually last week. I was going to cover this on Friday. But yeah, the car had other plans. Boris Johnson, read the Prime Minister's keynote speech in full. Let me just copy that link and send it back to my other phone so I can put it in the description. And these links, I mean, the original link was in the description and the hyperlink's on that link, so, you know, if you can't find it, you need to sort your research capabilities out. Prime Minister Boris Johnson delivered his keynote speech today to wrap up Conservative Party conference. Read his speech in full here. And see how long it is. Jesus wept, Boris. That's a long speech, man. I can't read. Go and read it. We're 19 minutes in. Right. Good morning, conference. I want to begin by thanking you for everything you did at the election. Pounding the streets in the middle of winter. Product. Nah, I can't fucking do this. I can scan it though and look for some shit. Sorry, oh gosh. I read a lot of nonsense recently about how my own bout of COVID has somehow robbed me of my mojo. And of course this is self-evident drivel. You can just imagine, you could have said all this in like a paragraph, bruh. That's the Second World War. Just about everything had gone wrong. Government's. Oh. Right, let's back it up, back it up, back it up, back it up. We need to move fast. We are resolving not to. Right, here, well, let me go from here. We are resolving not to go back to 2019, but to do better. To reform our system of government. I was about to walk out the fucking door and we put some new people in, mate, who were only on 30 grand a year and actually want to do the job. That's what I say. Where was I? Well, that's but to do better, to reform our system of government, to renew our infrastructure, to spread opportunity more widely and fairly, and to create the conditions for a dynamic recovery that is led not by the state, but by free enterprise. No. Right, we create conditions for a dynamic recovery that is led by the people. For the people. I was about that, Boris. Because I've got a nice little. I've got a parangi with your next name on it, bro. And the French have got a guillotine with your name on it, mate. We need to move fast. Not just to deal with the immediate economic fallout, but because after 12 years of relative anemia, we need to lift the trend rate of growth. We need to lift people's incomes. Not just go back to where we were. So where's that? Where's everyone else's pay rise, bro? Just give yourself like $3.5 grand a year pay rise or some shit. I don't even want to read it because it just pissed me off. That's what I mean. They should be having pay reductions, them motherfuckers. Not pay rises. Pay reductions so you still wants a job. Pay reductions so you still wants a job. Walk in the House of Commons. If any motherfucker's asleep, sack him. What would your boss do to you if you walked in today and you're asleep at your office, at your desk? We're just fucking asleep while everyone else grafts. Getting a warning or some shit. About time all these motherfuckers are sleeping in the House of Commons. Get fucking warnings. Don't get me started on the House of Lords. Just needs burning, tearing down, and all them can fuck off. Seriously, so out of touch, it's untrue. Bomb them, Trump. Only Obama still had his hand on a red button. Someone could have paid him to bomb Parliament. He Price is Right. Obama would have done anything. Kill his own fucking kids. The right price, Obama. Anyhow, clear from COVID that we need the economic robustness to deal with whatever the next cosmic spanner may be hurling towards us in the dark. Right? The only way to ensure true resilience and long-term prosperity is to raise the overall productivity of the country. And the bedrock of national productivity is, of course, something that we are responsible for. Having great public services on which everyone, families, business, investors can rely. That means, first, a great health service. And so it's right that this government is pressing on with its plan for 48 hospitals. Count them, that's right. Already underway. 40 more between now and 2030. We need to get on with recruiting the 50,000 more nurses. And I'm proud that we have 14,000 more since this government came into office. 14,000 more nurses now under this Conservative government in the last year. And yet that isn't enough. We've seen the frantic global scrabble for vaccines, for therapies. We're now doubling our funding for all types of revolutionary scientific breakthroughs of National Advanced Research and Projects Agency. And while we are at it, we will do what all governments have shrinked for decades. We'll fix the injustice of care home funding, bringing the magic of all. It's all tosh. It's all just gash. Do you know what? I tell you what, mate. How's about you arrest a few paedophiles, and send them to fucking jail? It's all smoke screens. Where does the terrorists like gone on holiday or something? Al Qaeda and ISIS and everyone else, have they just fucked off on holiday for 12 months? But like, yo, we might as well just let the virus have a little bit of fun for 12 months. We'll fuck off, go get a bit of sun with no sand. And then, I don't know what's happening, but it seems that terrorism's disappeared. The threat of war with North Korea's gone. Absolute, complete and utter madness, and I just don't... I wonder if we're ever going to get definitive answers. I wonder if people are going to realise exactly what's happening behind the scenes. Are we ever really, truly going to find out who's at the very top? Do you know, like, we know only a very, 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 very select few people are in the 0.001%, like the people that control the world. And if you believe other conspiracy theories, there's actually only 83 people own everything in the world. 83 people. 83 people, 7 businesses own the fucking world. And if you want to go a little bit further, it's 83 people, 7 businesses, 3 countries that are actually cities but are registered as their own countries. Do you know what I mean? You've got Washington DC, City of London and the Vatican, and then the 83 people are above them. Like, where the fuck do they meet? Where do they talk? Where do they converse? Where do they decide what's going to happen? Where did they decide it'd be COVID is the thing that'll help us turn half the ATMs off? COVID's the thing that's going to help push digital shopping and a cashless society. COVID is what's going to make people want to stay at home, and COVID is what's going to make us prevent a civil war uprising in the next 10 years. And COVID is what's going to take away people's freedom. Fucking it's happening right in front of our faces, and the reset's upon us. It's just a matter of time. So I want you to do yourself a favour. Not only should we be investing in hobbies, documenting hobbies, figuring out how to create revenue online, like it says, start run your business from home, start doing something, and invest in digital assets, invest in the internet of value, because when they talk of these new systems, we know for a fact that's what it is. It's going to DLT based systems. Distributed ledger technology and digital assets are the future. Invest in it, live long and orderly it till you're ready to let it go. Yeah. Wishing health and happiness to you and yours. I hope everyone's okay and as good as can be. Much love to everyone. Enjoy your week. We're going live about gaming soon, and I've got some electronics to go through. Oh, look at all them in there, bruh. So basically, what we're doing, we're going to look at some smart electronics tech. We're going to start doing some little tutorial things where people can like make their own little door lock with a fob and a card reader, stuff like that. Write your own RFID chips, create your own robots and robotics. Like a lot of you know, we've partnered with Wireless Racer and the Wearer project. We will be building some remote control cars, which are just robots. At the end of the day, they are a remote control machine, robotic machine. So basically, we're going to start with the cars, but we'll move up to drones and we'll move on to other robotics, and it's going to be extremely exciting. There will be an opportunity to invest in it on the Patreon when we get it set up. We need to have a chat about it, the people in the back, and just get the tiers set up properly. So don't join Patreon just yet until we get the tiers sorted. And on that note, we love crypto. We love XRP. We love the internet of value. We love the fact the Great Reset seems to be here and we've been waiting for it for 2 years. And we love you. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.